pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Committee of Health regarding the operation and management of Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital in Kisii. Mr. Speaker, sir, there have been numerous reports and allegations indicating mismanagement and systemic failures at Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital, which, if not addressed, could have dire consequences for the management and eventual healthcare providing services to the residents of Kisii. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee to inquire into the allegations of fraudulent practices involving the misuse of Patients' National Hospital Insurance Fund cards at the Teaching and Referral Hospital, and demand an investigation and demand a transparency, accountability, and information pertaining to the truth as to how these cards are being utilized. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I would want the committee to investigate the alleged mistreatment and unlawful transfer of clinical officers at the hospital from one area to another without even consultation or without anybody making a mistake, which has led to the disruption of essential healthcare services, financial mismanagement, and discrimination against all these employees who work in the county health facility. Number three, Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee to examine the audit reports of the hospital's pharmaceutical inventory to determine if the medicines which have been procured and supplied in the hospital have been procured and supplied professionally as is required by the law. Number four, Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee to establish reports that patients at the hospital are being compelled to seek critical medical services in private clinics and health facilities, some of which are linked to individuals within the hospital management at the Kisii Teaching and Referral Hospital. Number five, Mr. Speaker, I would want the committee to investigate the reason behind the deterioration of donor relations with this hospital, particularly with the utilization of the funds which have been provided by these donor funds and donor agencies. Mr. Speaker, the second question I'd like to ask is, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Lands, Environment, and Natural Resources regarding the delayed compensation of landowners whose property was compulsorily acquired for the construction of the Eldoret Bypass Road project. Mr. Speaker, the Kapchorwa, Swam, Kitale, and Eldoret Bypass Road is a project that has been done by a multi-agency and departments of government that provide an important link between Uganda and Kenya. However, Mr. Speaker, the families who owned this land and had acquired it paved way for the project to continue, and as a result, they were offered and informed that they would actually be compensated. Mr. Speaker, that did not happen. I would like, therefore, to make a request that we seek the National Land Commission to make sure that they can explain to the Committee of Lands in this House why these individuals have never been compensated for the last 9 years. This delay has severely disrupted the livelihood of these landowners, causing significant financial strain on the affected families, because some of them, Mr. Speaker, moved from their lands where they actually went, bought other land which they were not able to pay the full amounts, and now they're being asked to make sure that they vacate the land which they had bought. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee to investigate claims of undue delay in the compensation of these families around the Eldoret Town Bypass Road project, whose properties were compulsorily acquired. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I would like the committee to explain the reasons for the partial payments to some of the families and leaving out others outside. And I would like the committee to find out the criteria which was used by the National Land Commission in the selection of the individuals to be compensated, and confirm whether this was done transparently or otherwise. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, I would want the committee to examine allegations that the National Land Commission disobeyed court orders and transferred land to the Kenya National Highways Authority without providing full compensation to the owners who were supposed to be compensated within the law. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the last point, point number 5, I would like the committee to recommend a review of the procedures and advise the committee to recommend and advise on the review of the procedures used by the National Land Commission on the acquisition and compensation of private land to individuals who may not have the capacity to influence or even change the system that is being used right now. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me that opportunity. Thank you.